Bonsoir, goedenavond, good evening.
Bonsoir, goedenavond.
Voilà, voilà.
And we are live.
Okay, good. So, we start by saying good evening to you
Welcome
and cheers
and cheers.
for another half an hour of tango and wine. Good. Let's get started immediately.
So, we have in mind.
We will show. So for tonight, we're going to work a little bit cross steps. So cross step for the followers, forward and backward cross steps will be a combination. We're going to start with the basic cross step that's going to go to the cross, and then we're going to rebound, and the lady is going to cross back, and then we finish the movement and we change the direction.
So, you are going in normal system to the cross
Then rebound,
and back into the cross,
back across,
uncross,
and then we exit like this. Change of direction.
and
So we have
to the side,
across, a rebound,
uncross.
and one. Okay, good. Let's try that all together. There is one viewer tonight only. Who is there?
So, welcome the first one.
Good.
So, we do it together.
So
And
5, 6, 7, and 1, and 2, 3,
and
cross,
cross, and
and 1,
rebound,
and
cross back,
and
exit.
1, change. Okay, change direction. 5, 6, 7, and 1,
and
2, 3, to the cross, 1, and
rebound, uncross,
and 1,
change.
Okay, good. We change direction. We have to change direction this way because the room is not big enough, of course. And 1 side, 2, 3. She crosses, and 1,
Rebound,
and
and
2,
cross, uncross,
and 1, change. One more time. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. She crosses, rebound, she crosses, and exit. Okay, good. Let's try it with music.
and all together. Now we have 2 viewers. Welcome. Which music you are going to put?
Let's put on some Lucio De Mare.
Nice.
5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, cross, 1, 2,
And
back, cross, change the direction. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, cross, 1, 2, back, cross, and 1, 2, change direction. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3.
and it's a
Ah, I
rebound.
did something wrong there.
Don't worry. I'm not.
Sorry, we do it again. 5, 6,
First to the cross.
7, and 1, 2, 3. Cross,
Now
rebound,
the rebound.
and we exit. Change the direction. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. Cross, 1, 2, 3. One more time. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. Cross. 1, 2. She crosses. 1 and 2. Okay, good.
So,
I hope that is working. Ah, dag Lotte. Goedenavond.
welkom. Leuk dat je erbij bent opnieuw.
3 viewers meanwhile.
Well, that's nice. We have a cozy online session here.
Yes.
I would like to point out for the cross step. So I always say it's very far. I will show it like this. So your heel is up, and this will help you now to go into the rebound step. And also when you come back, lift your heel again, and then it's easier to get out when he's leading them.
So twice in the same
So
position.
twice in the same
okay.
position, remaining it.
So when she crosses, she means that she's passing the other foot. Maybe show it from the profile because like this. So just show it like this. So the crossing foot is overtaking that other foot.
And if you see it from this line, this one goes a little bit
So it
further
goes
back.
further back.
And I use the ball of my left foot to push myself out when he leads me across.
And then the back one.
To maintain this position. And then when I come back into the forward movement again, I lift the heel, you can see here, to bring the other one again in the original position, so a little bit further forward. And then it's easy to uncross, easier.
Exactly, good. For the man, nothing very specific. Just she is making the first cross, so the basic cross. She's making this because I'm making my left step a bit diagonal to that side. And because we agree in tango that she has to stay in front of me and has to choose the shortest way to do that, she's gonna cross actually. Now, when I make her do the step and the rebound, I am actually trying to maintain the same position while reversing. So I'm bringing her left shoulder and my right shoulder is gonna go more backwards than normally. So I'm stepping a bit backwards diagonally actually. So she feels that I'm about to cross. Okay, good. Let's add another variation to this. So she's now going to go, I will lead her to the cross. The same beginning. I lead her to make the back cross. And now I'm going to do a media luna, which some of you have already done. So I'm going to go forward.
Backward for me.
And then I cross back.
Side.
And then she crosses back in front.
And it's a pivot.
And I change on the spot. And then we exit.
So let's show it.
So you get the same beginning. She crosses.
And rebound.
Rebound.
And now uncross.
And now forward with right.
Back.
Media luna, I cross back. Change of weight and she crosses. And then we exit. So again, we show once more and then we try.
So you cross. Rebound,
One.
step.
And
Uncross, uncross now.
Three.
Media luna.
and 4.
Ending up with another cross.
Now, okay, let's try the first
Yes.
by ourselves.
So ladies, if you're ready to join me. So the beginning is fairly the same as we did with the previous. So you go into the cross step. You go into the rebound step where you go get again in the cross. Uncross, and the uncross happens. Then you have back, side, and the side actually literally, because you want to stay in front of your partner, you twist and then you exit. So let's try that together. I will show from this side. So to the side and into a cross step. Then you have the rebound step. Cross, uncross, and back, side, twist, cross, and exit. Let's do it 2 or 3 more times together. So 5, 6, 7, 8. To the side and into a cross. Then you're going to rebound, uncross, and back, side, cross, which is the media luna, and he's leading me to cross again, and then you exit. So let's do it again. In 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 to the side, 2, 3, cross, and rebound step, uncross, into media luna, crossing, and exiting. Last time in this direction, so 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, you cross, rebound, cross again, uncross, and back, you.
If you have any questions,
Yes.
post it in the chat. Leaders, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, diagonal lead for the cross. Change of weight, then rebound, make her go into a cross by going backwards diagonally, change of weight, and now forward with right, then lead her to the side, cross backwards, a change of weight, and then we exit. Hello!
Hello, Katja.
Hello Katja, I'm Alsanis. Kalispera! 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. She crosses, she uncrosses, rebound, she makes a backward cross. Now, media luna, 1, and change, and we exit. Again, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. She crosses, rebound, she returns, she crosses backwards, 1, and 2, and exit to the side. Let's try with a partner.
Yes.
5,
All together.
6, 7,
And 8.
all slow together. 1, 2, 3.
You're going to cross.
She crosses. Now, 1,
Rebounds.
return, she
And
crosses. Okay, so now she uncrosses the left foot again, and now I go forward with right, and I cross backwards
Left.
while going to the side.
Side.
And then I change on the spot, she crosses in front, and then we exit.
So the reason why I'm crossing is because we agreed this frame and this frame, they want to stay together
In front of each other.
in front of each other. So that's the reason why I do the cross.
Let's
Let's
try
do it
again.
again.
5, 6, 7, and 1, 2,
into
3,
the cross.
4,
Rebound and
6, cross,
uncross.
7, cross, cross, and exit. Many crosses. Make sure that you
Well, it's a class for crosses.
don't get tangled up with your feet. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3.
into the
She
cross.
crosses. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and 3. We show from this side.
Yes.
5, 6, all together. 7, and 1, 2, 3.
And
Cross. 1, 2. Back cross. 1, 2. Cross for lady. Exit. Again. 5, 6, 7,
and
8, and 1, 2, 3,
and
4, and 5.
rebound step.
Mm.
In cross.
And 1.
Out into media luna. She crosses and exits.
Oké,
Yes.
very good.
So
Hoe
first-
leid je al die crosses van samen? That's a good question. So, the first cross, which is
It's the basic one.
our basic cross, which is actually the most difficult one of all of them, is that here, when I make my forward step, this left forward step, I'm going to change a bit the direction of that movement. So it's going to turn a bit more towards you, actually towards the camera. So and because I will exaggerate, I turn more towards that side, she will eventually have to cross. This was too much, of course, she lost the balance, but it's just enough for her to make that cross. Now, when she's in that cross, she's in a position that she has the chest slightly more like a diagonal in relationship to me. So she's not completely parallel, so she's a bit like this. So when she's exiting, it's very easy when you make the rebound, when she's in that diagonal position, to just bring back this shoulder. So for me it feels like I'm trying to lead only this side of her. See? I'm not trying to bring both sides. I'm trying to bring one side only. So it's like I do a movement in this sense instead of just bringing the entire body. It's just like a
So
diagonal.
he maintains the position I had before.
Exactly.
Come back.
Now the one that we're doing in the end, so she's in the cross, we go diagonal backwards, then here, this movement, because I keep the chest and the frame in front of my body, the moment that I change weight and I change the direction, I go actually a bit behind. So because, look, I go away from her. And because I go away from her in that moment, it's quite natural to happen. She's gonna fall forward a bit, but then just in time, I catch her and she crosses inside of the couple actually. So it feels like I go backwards to the back of my feet, and then because of that, she falls forward to the cross.
As a follower, you want to have the sensation that you're
In the front of your feet.
without your arms. So this sensation, I'm exaggerating, but it's not like that. And in the end, he really catch you, and because of that, the only simple way to get out is a cross.
Exactly. Okay. Good. Let's
I
try
hope
that.
answers the question.
All together with music. Piano, piano. Slowly, slowly.
Take your time.
Riccardo Tanturi, the orchestra. Ah, bonsoir Jean. 5, bonsoir Jean, bienvenue. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. She crosses. 1, 2. She crosses. And 1, 2.
Side and
Cross and exit. Again. 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, exit. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. She crosses. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and we exit. 5, 6, 7, and hello Alexios!
welcome.
She goes to the cross, we uncross her, she goes back in the cross. I go forward, I cross, and she crosses.
It's a class of cross.
7, and 1, 2, 3. She crosses. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2.
Let's go one more.
5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. She crosses.
And cross again.
One more time, she crosses. Okay, very good.
So, if you're practicing this in couple, don't be cross with each other if it doesn't work right away.
Oh. That was a very dry joke, as we say in Dutch. Okay,
Okay.
good. So, crossing, 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 and we can even do some more crossing actually. Because the cool part about this movement is that she ends at the end of the movement again into a cross.
Yeah.
So, we could exactly restart the rebound and the back cross. We show you what we mean.
Before he starts to show one thing, so we had the cross, we had the rebound, we went again in the cross, we went out of it, and then we went into media luna. This side step, if you start to lift it, just want to say, it's not going to be possible to do this. So keep contact with the floor when you're going into this motion, because you need it now to do the repetition.
Yes, you needed it earlier as well.
I wanted
So,
to say.
We show you what we mean by repeating. So we have this 1 and 2. So now we have the media luna with the cross. And here she's in the cross. So same position. So we could do rebound and media luna again. And she's in the cross. Rebound and media luna again. And rebound and media luna again, and thank you very much. That's the end of the online class. So you could go on forever and ever, of course, or you could exit. Okay, let's try it without music first. 5, 6, 7, and all together. 1, 2, 3,
into the
she
cross.
crosses, and 1,
And rebound, cross.
3, and now we go 1,
Back, side,
3,
twist and cross.
and now we have another rebound,
And
and
then
1,
you do the repetition.
and cross, and now again towards her, 1, and 2, and again repetition, 1 rebound, and cross, and 1, and 2, and exit. Okay.
Let's try 2 more times.
Yes. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3.
Rebound,
She crosses, and 1, 2,
and
back cross,
one cross,
and 1,
back,
2,
side, and
3.
pivot.
and rebound, 1, 2, and up, and 1, 2, and up. One more time, and rebound, and up, 2, 3, and exit. Okay, so it's nice if you start to play with it, then you can actually exit perfect. Okay, good. Now, I am
Do
getting
you
a...
have any questions? Thanks.
Now, I would actually like to add one more little cross for me.
Oh my god.
A very, very natural cross,
Let's
actually.
hope I'm not getting cross.
No. So actually, when I do the rebound, I can decide, so she's in the cross, here. When I do the rebound, I can decide to collect, or I can decide to cross in front. It's the same, I'm changing on the spot there, to the left, or I'm changing on the spot there, to the left foot again. So, basically the same, okay? So, let's try that now for the leaders. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. She crosses,
And
1, rebound, and now I cross in front here. Okay, I change the weight, and then we go 1, 2. She crosses, and rebound. I cross, oh, and forward. I cross, she crosses, and rebound. I cross, she cross, and I cross, she crosses. Wow.
so just one thing about the uncrossing, which I forgot to say earlier on. The uncrossing, donc décroiser votre jambe, ne le faites pas trop grand. So don't make it too big. It's like you really want to keep it close to the other leg, close and underneath your hip. Yes?
Exactly. So. Okay, let's try to the music. So we try, let's say 3 repetitions at this moment, okay? And then we start over. Of course, normally you decide about this. Huh?
You can do more if you like.
5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. She crosses, pa, pa. I cross, 1, 2. She crosses and rebound. I cross and 1, 2. She crosses and rebound. And one more time. And we exit. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
And
7,
cross,
and 1, 2,
side and
3.
cross.
And now I cross as well. 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3,
Cross, cross.
and 1, 2, 3. We exit.
Phew.
My head is spinning. 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3. Cross. 1, 2, 3. She crosses. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and exit. Okay, good.
I hope this is working.
How is it going, everybody? Is it too much of a challenge, all these crosses and
You know, the video stays available online and all
Yes.
the explanation you can.
you can slow it down so you can see all the crosses that we're doing. Okay.
Okay, so we sum up what we have done today and
Yes.
then make it.
When we make an improvisation, of
Yes.
course. Now, you have a few possibilities with this movement. So, you could either lead her the cross step and then just exit.
Basic cross.
Basic cross step. You could also lead her the cross step and then rebound and then exit with a basic step. You could also lead her the cross step, rebound and cross along with her and then exit with a basic step, which we finished a bit earlier because of the space. Then, after that rebound cross, where I decide to cross or not to cross, that is the question, I'm going to go into a media luna with a cross. Few options here, exit. Other option would be to make the repetition, deciding for the leader to cross or not. Okay, so that's actually
I hope you are ready
all the options that we did today.
to do some crosses.
Yes. Now, before we start with the music, I must say that this movement that we are doing, we didn't talk about how to do it to the music because it's also difficult to transfer this to your living rooms. Usually, when we do rebounds in tango, most of the time, like say 90%, not 99% of the time, we would do them in a double tempo. So it would be like 1 and 2. So not 1, 2. At the moment, we are doing it slowly because it takes a bit of time to master this technique of backward crossing. But normally, these kind of back crosses would be led in double speed. So you have 1, 2, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Okay, so it's also something that we can also use to the milonga music, of course, because of this. But it's something that we usually tend to do to rhythmical movements,
Yeah.
rhythmical passages in the music. Okay.
Just so you know,
Just
but
so
you
you
can do one on the beat.
Exactly. So if you are bored at the moment and it's too easy, maybe try to speed it up a bit. It's gonna be more of a challenge. So let's dance one tango. You can improvise, and we will improvise alongside of you.
Again with Monsieur Di Mare? No?
Well, Alexius is there, so let's put on some pugliese. Oh.
La trippa.
Let's put on some pugliese. Jugo verde. Giulio verde. everybody.
Merci beaucoup,
I hope
dankjewel.
that worked for you. So, let's finish the class. Let's say cheers.
So, thank you again.
Thank you again for joining. See you next time, see you next week, or see you in the class that starts in about 10 minutes for intermediate and advanced dancers.
Meanwhile, take care and stay safe.
Exactly. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.